this workout, you're going to need a foam roller and a mobility ball, or like golf ball or tennis ball, anything like that you've got at home. It's going to be very passive. So what we're going to start with the roller just by your lower back, sort of on your rhomboids if you know where they are, just below those into your lower trap and to lats, so anywhere around that area, just anywhere where you can keep your upper back off the floor. And you're just going to put your arms out to the side just like you're doing a crucifix. As you do that, you're trying to reach towards the walls. You feel a nice stretch in your chest and shoulders. Head, you should try and tuck towards your chin as much as you can. If you feel like you need a little break from that, you can just drop it back a fraction, just get a stretch out, because your head can be a little bit heavy. And just keep breathing. Like I said, today's going to be pretty passive, so you really got to try and relax into the stretch. When you're comfortable then, you're going to slowly move one arm up towards the head, while keeping the other arm in that crucifix position. Hold at the top for a couple of seconds. And then you'll slowly bring the other arm up as well. So both arms are above your head now. And then you're going to do the opposite. So whichever arm came up last will go down first. Sorry, other way around. Whatever arm came up first will come down first. So you've got the other way now. So the left arm or the other arm is in the air, and one arm is out in the crucifix. And then both arms down to back to that crucifix position. Palms facing the ceiling at all times. Crunch up a little bit. And then just turn your arms around, back and forth, just to see if you feel any more benefit from any of that position. So if you turn your hands a little bit, and and you feel like that's a more beneficial position, hold there for a little bit longer. But if you don't feel any difference, just slowly relax out. Then you're going to do a very similar thing, but we're just going to pop the roller on your head. And instead of your arms moving now, your head is going to move. So you're on your scalenes, scalenes are basically just below your that little bone in the back of your head. And then you're just going to look and slowly move your head one way, just to see if you feel anything in there. So you're trying to use the weight of your head, gravity, to just relax as much as possible. Feel free to sort of move a little bit left, a little bit right. The more you feel it, the more you just want to pinpoint that position. And then when you're comfortable, if you feel like you want to go to the other side, it's okay to feel one side much tighter than the other. It sort of happens quite often. So spend more time on the side that feels tighter if that's the case. Just spend a couple of minutes here on whichever side you prefer, and just go back and forth if you want. The more you breathe, the more you let your head drop, the more beneficial this is going to be. And then we create a very similar thing but with the ball, so the tennis ball or the mobility ball that you've got. You see your scalenes, you feel that point. You're going to want to move the ball. So imagine the middle line, that line here is the middle of your skull. You're going to want to move the ball to one of the sides. And then once you've done that, lean towards that side. Just like I'm doing there. If you need to move the roller, if you need to move the ball to ensure you're hitting the point that you feel is beneficial, feel free to do so. Okay, same principle. The more you breathe, the more beneficial it gets. Big breath in, big breath out. Hold here for as long as you feel like you need to. If you feel like you're not getting any benefit, move the ball a little bit, move your head a little bit. You might even want to drop down more onto one shoulder instead of being fully on your back. Or if you just feel you're not that tight in that area, you can move on to the other side. And then you should be doing the other side of the neck, so hitting that other circle on that diagram. See, when your head is looking the other way, the ball wants to be the other side of the skull, onto that other scalene. Once you've done this side, slowly relax out. And then we're going to do a very similar thing with the unilateral sides. And we're going to do a scorpion. So what's going to happen now is that arm is going to be straight here. And then leg is going to loop up and over 5 times. And then on the 5th time, you're going to hold that position here for 20 seconds. When you start holding it for 20 seconds, you might just want to, if you feel it's a little bit uncomfortable in the chest and shoulder, just drop the arm further towards your hip. That'll release it out a little bit and make it a bit more bearable, depending on if you've got any niggles in there. And then we're going to do the same thing the other side. Sorry, we're going to stay on this side. So what we're going to do this time, we're just going to do the same thing on the other side a little bit, but we're going to stay on this side and stay focusing on this side. So you're going to chuck the roller in where that chest is. And then what you're going to try and do is you're trying to turn that hand round. As your hand and your palm is facing the floor, you're trying to depress your shoulder blades. So you're trying to push your lats down to your bum. As you turn round and your palm faces the ceiling, you're trying to put it the other way and lift your shoulders a little bit. So you're trying to go back and forth, basically. Depress and then protract up. Down, then up. So just trying to get a little bit of movement in there. This shouldn't feel like it's crazy painful. Just trying to mobilize in that area as much as we can. And again, we're going to do this 5 times. Once we've done that, we're going to get the roller. And if you saw me bring the roller in there, the roller comes, the rolling ball, the mobility ball comes in. And then you're just going to tip your right hip into that arm and into that side. Feel free to move the fingers, move the hand, move the arm up and down, similar to when we were hitting the scalenes with the ball. You're trying to get that shoulder and chest. Try and find a trigger point there, just something that's going to get you a little bit of release. Feel free to move around, feel free to push into it a little bit harder, move away from it a little bit. This is all sort of down to you, but it should be either sort of on the delt or into the pec and almost like the fly position, like the right on the outside of the pec where it meets the shoulder. The more you breathe, the more beneficial it gets. And then once you feel you're comfortable on that side, just take half a second, just take 10-15 seconds just to breathe in and out with no restrictions at all, and just try and get those muscles to relax just a little bit. Once you've done that, we're going to jump onto the other side.